Are you in your 20s feeling the pressure to quote unquote hustle endlessly, yet still not seeing the results that you were promised? What if everything you've been told about grinding 24/7 is actually what's holding you back? This video isn't about glorifying those sleepless nights, it's about uncovering the real truth behind hustle culture and its true impact on your 20s. You've probably seen it everywhere. Rise and grind, no days off. If you're not working 18-hour days, someone else is. Wake up at 4 a.m. to get your day started. We've all kind of been sold this belief that success in your 20s comes down to the relentless and restless hustle. No rest, no balance, just go, 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 put your head down and work. But here's the truth. Hustle alone won't build you a fulfilling life. And in many cases, it's going to do more damage than good. And this isn't a rant against ambition. It's just a wake-up call to redefine what success should look like and feel like, especially in your 20s. So let's break it down. So let's start with why hustle culture is so appealing to so many people. Well, first you have the viral appeal, right? Everyone sees it nowadays where it's waking up, it's tapping into your chakra, it's aligning your goals at 3:30 in the morning when no one else is awake. And let's be honest, it's all kind of stupid. But the truth is it taps into something primal. It taps into the desire to do something that not a lot of people are doing, that makes you different, and something that truly matters. And when you're young and kind of uncertain of kind of where you want to go in life, that hustle of waking up that early and having all these things to do, it gives this false narrative of control, right? Like momentum and almost like this kind of found purpose in your life. And not only that, but you also have the societal pressure. We live in a hyper competitive world. Everyone is posting wins 24/7, new job titles, income, screenshots, apartment tours, and it creates this fear of falling behind. And the result, well, you want to hustle, not always to succeed, but to try to just keep up with the Joneses and catch up to a version of success that was honestly never yours to begin with. This is something that I struggle with a lot where, I'm 25 now and I see these young people getting these high paying jobs and posting their salaries and living on their own. And it makes you feel like you're behind, but the truth is you're not. And finally is the intoxicating kind of early rewards of that hustle culture. That first all-nighter that you might get some results from, the praise or the monetary value that might come from something you do. The dopamine rush of being on the grind. It tricks you into thinking you've found the formula, like you've found your purpose. But this is where things slowly kind of start to break down. So let's talk about the hidden costs of hustle culture. Burnout is the first one, and it's real. It's not just feeling tired, it's the emotional exhaustion and the inability to feel joy when you do things that you used to love. It turns your 20s, the years that are supposed to be full of exploration and growth, into kind of this survival game. I felt this a lot when I was working 50 hours a week on site at my job. I was burned out. I used to love doing this job, and then I ended up hating it. I hated walking in every day, and the littlest things would just set me off over the edge, and that's because I was feeling true burnout. Next is relationships start to suffer. Friendships fade, dating becomes transactional, and time with family gets quote-unquote rescheduled. And you convince yourself that you're doing the right thing because you're hustling, and you'll make time for them after the next milestone, but the milestones will never stop coming. And then identity crisis hits. When your self-worth becomes tied to your productivity, who are you when you're not working? And what is left of you when the hustle stops? And that's a big one for a lot of people. And this isn't any type of drama. It's just the reality for kind of millions of 20-year-olds who are trying to make more out of their life. So let's kind of redefine success without the hustle culture involved. So in my opinion, there's three steps or three general talking points when it comes to redefining success. The first one is going to be sustainable ambition. Now, this has nothing to do with giving up on your goals. I'm a very goal-oriented person. A lot of the things I do are to complete goals. But it's about building a career that's going to nourish you instead of deplete you. Now, one where pretty much you're going to succeed, and not just succeed when it comes to financial gain, but when it comes to your health and your relationships and just your overall peace of mind, stress level, anxiety. That's truly building a career that nourishes you. Next is going to be understanding that balance is a power move. A lot of people see balance as a weakness, like, oh, you got to go all in on one thing. But the truth is, rest is not laziness, it's recovery. If you look at any people who are super successful, a lot of times down the road, they cherish that success, or they cherish that rest, they cherish sleep. It's because you need to recover. And if you have hobbies, those aren't distractions, they're just an identity of who you are. And if you're into the social life and you have a popular social life, it's not, it's not a reward, it's just a part of having that healthy baseline. So you can work hard and live fully. And we seem to have gotten away from that as a society, where it's like you have to pick one or the other. And the last one, and most importantly, is defining your own metrics. So if success is just salary and a job title, you're always going to be behind somebody. There's always going to be someone with a better job title. There's always going to be someone with a higher salary. But when you define it as freedom, time, energy, alignment, low stress, then you can start winning your own little games here and there. And that's truly powerful to picking a career. So next we need to navigate our 20s wisely. So, if I could go back, even though I still am in my 20s, but if I go back to my early 20s, this is what I would do differently. I would start with real networking. So far, what I've noticed is if you can network properly, you can get your foot in the door in so many different places. And I'm not talking about LinkedIn messages, just transactional relationships. I'm talking about genuine relationships. Find people who challenge and support you, build strong inner circles of those like-minded people, and not just people you can use for a quick transaction to get something you want. Next, if I could go back to my early 20s, it would be stacking skills and not chasing jobs. So in a world that changes super fast, the ability to adapt, learn, and just kind of diversify your portfolio. If you are a portfolio, to diversify yourself, your own value, is going to be one of your greatest strengths that you can bring with you at any stage of your career or any stage of your life. Learn soft skills, learn to communicate, learn to problem solve, learn to manage energy, learn to lead people, not just complete meaningless tasks or just analyze certain trends. Learn those soft skills that are truly going to make you stand out from a lot of different people. And lastly, which I kind of did in my early 20s, but you need to get financially literate as early as possible. Look, hustling for money without understanding money will keep you stuck. You will never go anywhere in life. You need to learn to budget. You need to learn to save. You need to learn to invest. Avoid lifestyle creep. Learn how compound interest works for you, because if not, it's all going to work against you. I always say everything happens for a reason. And it's funny because I always tell my dad, where it's like, if I got rich, I always wanted to be rich when I was 21 or 22. But the truth is, if I was rich when I was 21 or 22, I'd probably be broke right now, because I wasn't financially literate. I wanted to be rich so I could buy cars. Now being 25, I want to be financially successful so I can invest, so I can save money, so I can buy appreciating assets. I have the mindset now to support the financial side of things. And freedom in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, it comes from those smart choices that you make in your 20s. And then next, we need to build a thriving future. So what does that kind of anti-hustle version of success actually look like? Well, it starts with intention. Design a career path that aligns with your values, not just one that impresses other people. Far too often, you find people choosing careers because they want to impress other people, but it doesn't truly make them happy. You don't need to follow, a blueprint if you're built for something different. Next, we need to prioritize our well-being, and we need to do this unapologetically. Make sleep non-negotiable. Protect your mental health, non-negotiable. Move your body, non-negotiable. Say no to things that drain you, absolutely non-negotiable. And it's not about being selfish. It's about looking out for yourself. Far too often we look out for other people. We care about other people, but we put ourselves to the side. There's no reason we should be doing that. So all of those points, you need to put yourself first, unapologetically. And It's not about being selfish and treating other people poorly and boosting yourself up. It's just about taking care of yourself as if you were taking care of a child. Take care of yourself, respect yourself, boost yourself up. That's going to put you so much further success-wise in life. And also, this is a hard one for a lot of people in their 20s, but it's taking the long view. Look, your 20s are for planting seeds that might not sprout till you're 40, and it's not harvesting constantly. Some of the best choices you make right now, truthfully, and this is hard for people to understand, it might not pay off for years, but that's okay because your 20s are the time to build slow, build that solid foundation, and just to build you. Understand yourself, define yourself in your 20s because it gets harder when you're 30 and it gets harder when you're 40 and it gets harder when you're 50. Because when you zoom out, right, the goal isn't to hustle until you break. The goal is to live in alignment with freedom, purpose, and peace. I've been asking my Discord kind of certain questions to get everyone talking. And I asked everyone recently, actually earlier today, why are you guys chasing financial freedom? The majority of the answers were just to have freedom. No one wants to be stuck anymore. We cherish freedom, we cherish purpose, we cherish that kind of mental peace more than anything else in life right now. Because those are the biggest pain points for these generations right now is having the freedom, having the purpose, having the peace to make your life truly happy. So if there's one thing that I hope you can take from this video, it's this. You are not behind no matter what point you're at in your life right now. And this is medicine for myself too. Sometimes I think I'm behind. You're definitely not behind. If you think you're behind, talk to me because I think I'm behind too. But listen, we're not behind. We're not lazy for needing to rest, taking breaks, and we don't need to prove anything if it's going to result in burnout or it's going to result in stress or anxiety. It's just not worth it. Real success, in my opinion, right now is a mix of fulfillment, it's a mix of freedom, and the energy to enjoy the life that you are building. So don't just hustle harder. Learn to live smarter, live more intentional, and define success on your own terms, not just because you saw it on social media, not just because you saw what someone else is doing, but build a future that actually feels good for you to live in. Let me know if this video resonates with you. Let me know if you're part of the hustle culture and if you believe in it or not, or if you used to be a part of it, why did you get into it? I appreciate you guys for watching the video. I appreciate the constant support that I've been getting. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.